y'all, it is me, Brianna. What's up? What's up? I hope y'all doing well. There is a lot of background noise, excess noise, like grass cutting and karaoke, whatever, and so many other things. But I'm here to talk to y'all about what I wrote in my journal last week that I really want to bring to y'all because I feel like it could help somebody. I know that it could help somebody because I know that I'm not alone. So what I wrote down was, your shit is not my shit. Your shit is not my shit. Other people try to make you responsible, me responsible, us responsible for their shit, and it's not my shit. I am not responsible for you. You not responsible for them. They not responsible for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy because toxic people have this thing, at the root of toxicity is codependency and insecurity. Misery loves company, and that's so sad, and it's so crazy because you would think like happiness will want company, but happiness just is live and let live, right? Like, we experience each other and then we don't. Whatever happens, right? But misery is the one that loves company and is very, very persistent with letting you know that you're in misery's house and you need to know your place. And so while they want to feel like the leader, they want to make you, they also want to be like not accountable. They want to have peons and errand boys and yes men and punching bags and doormats and rag dolls. And it's just so crazy how you think that you're so powerful, but you don't want any of the duties or responsibilities that it would take to throw around your title or your status. So yeah, and I get why, because if you have to talk about accountability, that comes back to their insecurity, and it breaks down everything, and they would have to be accountable, and being accountable is not a part of being perfect, right? Covering up those insecurities. And so you putting a light on something that they work so hard to cover up. There is a lot of noise going on, but I'm gonna keep going. It's a couple pages. You might hear me flip these pages as well. And if I didn't say it before, there is, when I was writing, or when I felt triggered, there was something that happened. I don't want to speak too loosely, but it was kind of like a flashback to an experience that comes up very often, or it depends. Like, when it comes up, it is often. And then another thing that tacked onto that it all came into alignment, like it all made sense. So yeah, I'll get into that as well, but I'll just jump into what I wrote down. Today I had to reassure myself. Well, yesterday, the day before I wrote this, because I woke up and had wrote it down. But yesterday I had to reassure myself that everybody is responsible for themselves, and that especially means toxic people who are all of a sudden and strategically disabled, or not aware, or not educated, and so forth, or they don't remember. I am not and do not need to be accommodating. I need to be me. They break down and distort your feelings, perceptions, your margins, your boundaries, your sanity. They turn your independence and interdependence into codependency and hyper-independence. They stretch your margins beyond what it is to be. And independence turns into codependence, which becomes, you're not yourself, you are mine to me. You are my possession. And interdependence, which is, I could call on you and you could call on me, turns into hyper independence, which is though you are mine, right? Like the codependency thing, like you are mine. You have to do for yourself because I don't want nothing to do with you. This is just all a portrayal, right? A distortion to make me feel of some type of appeasement. And I had to reassure myself that everybody is their own person to themselves. And yeah, you're not responsible. And they play on empathy, they play on trauma, disability. Like I said, they will act like they are disabled. They will act like they don't remember. They will act like they are not educated. They will feign ignorance. They will say that they don't recall, or they will say that you're the one that has a certain mindset, that you're choosing to be a part of a trend, or you need to stop your lifestyle, like as though you are a choice, or you're choosing to do something out of spite to them, instead of them being accountable. Yeah, I have come across a couple people growing up, who have, when they try to make themselves seem attractive or innocent, they would start to slow or slur their speech. They would walk a certain way. They would start to hunch over, or like even like stutter, or say that they had a speech impediment that was tied to some type of disorder or some type of disability. Like they would try to harness symptoms and ailments, and that is very, very disgusting behavior. So let me move forward. I had to reassure myself, especially because they play on empathy, trauma, disability. They play on your emotions, your perception, your understanding of things, your reality, right? They hijack your free will, and they hope to do so successfully and for a long, for long term. To lure you into whatever it is, right? Whatever they need you to be, a job, a certain family event, a certain relationship, being a friend or a partner, or staying in contact with family. They say that it's bonding or closeness or learning. And it is really, really sneaky because they are preying on you. So they are learning, but it is very strategic. It is not emotional. They are very hollow when it comes to emotions, though they can mimic very well because, well, we are all on the same plane, and we can't just not go out. We can't just not go to work, or we can't just not go to the grocery store or the cafe. And these are places that they like to learn, where there are masses of people, and also where they like to take leadership because there are masses or large groups of people. Like they would love to be a manager or a CEO or a preacher or a professor or a parent. They would love to be over somebody and a lot of somebodies. But let me move forward. I am here authentically and happily and freely. I am lovingly and gratefully myself. I am responsible for me and my shit only. I am not here to soothe, assume roles, accommodate, or break down for others. I am to me, and others are to themselves. And then I'll go into the flashback that was unfolding, and I can't write as fast as what is happening, so yeah. There's a memory. Come on, Miss Girl, hurry up and cut this grass, girl. I gotta talk. All of a sudden, I wanna be on your job over here. That is so loud. Oh my God, that is so loud. That was so loud. I swear to God, that was so loud. Them coming over here to cut that grass. But what I wanted to talk about was the flashback that came to my mind. And like I said, I can't write as fast as what is happening. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can attest to that. So yeah, I'll move forward. Okay, so now I'll move forward. The flashback or the memory, please. Oh my goodness. I am waiting for them to stop cutting grass, and I am waiting for there to be silence. Please turn that shit off. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. So the flashback or the memory that resurfaced is one. Oh my god. Oh my god. Please go somewhere else cutting this grass. Oh my god, that is so annoying. um the memory that came back um that comes back, like when it comes back very, very um how can I say it comes back very clearly, and when it comes back repeatedly. So yeah, and I don't want there to be any like I am okay with this. Oh my gosh. I am okay with this memory. I have made peace with it. So when it comes back, it comes back. Um, there's a grace with it. It is one with my father, or my father. You know, my dad. He was not a fatherly person, and I'm not going to try to be perfect about it. I'm going to be as honest as I can. Giving respects to myself, I don't want to be putting myself out there, but I do want to give some. I don't know. I just want to be real. So yeah, um, he wasn't fatherly, so I always called him dad. That was my daddy. But that wasn't my. I wouldn't say that he was my father. So, and this experience that comes back is one where I think I was between the ages of 9 and 12, 9 and 13, and I was very, very expressive with my father, 13, 9 and 12 years old, and I was very, very stressed out, and I don't want to talk about why, but I just didn't feel good, and I felt like I needed some motivation or help or moral support or just something. I just needed somebody to talk to and somebody to be there, and I feel like that's normal because you're a kid, but it's normal because you're a person. So this was a phone call, and I wrote down everything that stood out to me that I heard, was that I know that I can recollect. And he said, "It's your fault. You are going to say something or do something about it. Um, you don't you don't have to do anything because that's not yours. They're not yours. So just stop doing it." And this was something that that is very harsh. I don't want to. There's multiple feelings with this. There's multiple things, but like I said, this is a memory or a flashback that I have grace with. I don't have any strong feelings like out of whack, I guess. This is something that I make peace with because it is something that is very confirming and very affirming at the same time for me, but confirming of who my father was, because I needed somebody. And like one of the first things that he told me was, it's your fault. So, or that's on you. And these are different things that he said at different points, but in the same phone call. And I am very grateful that he did that. Um, yeah. Um, and it was kind of crazy because another thing that tied into this was you call the devil to get confirmation on if you are living in a hellhole. Like, I didn't feel like I was in an okay position. And I feel like, I called the wrong person to, to, to get this confirmation or this reassurance from. And it was like, it clicked, it all clicked. Like everything that he said was what I was going through. And everything that he said was as though it was like just like I said, you you call the devil to get confirmation on if you are in a hell or not, or if you are in hell. And so it was just yeah. um so person or the people that I was talking about, they were like devils, or like they were also toxic people, because they are not really ever responsible. And they are they're more passive or passive aggressive. And my dad is, he's more direct and aggressive. So if I were to come to them about anything, they would not take accountability or responsibility. If I were to come to my father, he would also not really take responsibility or accountability, but he would be very aggressive with it. Like, like, just don't do it. I'm not going there. Just cut it out. Stop doing that. Like, and what he said, it was very much like, you get the gist of it. He don't got to repeat himself. But if like the other people that I was around, it was like they're going to repeat themselves. They are very much into the image, the storytelling, the portrayal of themselves, right? So they would be more like, I guess, what they call nice nasty, which is very weird, and it's a distortion in itself, because there's no way, like, just because you do what you do with a smile or with a laugh or with the nicest clothes or the nicest car doesn't mean that you're the nicest person. I look back on this with multiple feelings, and gratitude as one of them, because it was like I got tips and confirmation from the devil himself on the hellhole that was my environment. Um, I'm also grateful because it was confirmation that he is somebody that I cannot depend on. I have my pen right here. Um, that is what I wrote down after everything. And yeah, and then it came back to, I had wrote, allow people to be themselves. When somebody shows their truth, believe it the first time. It is what it is, and they are who they are. You didn't get let down, or you didn't get exposed to a curse, or your life isn't cursed and you don't have bad luck. You got freed, you got released, you dodged a bullet. Let the clarity unfold regardless of whether it's good or bad to you. You deserve and you need to trust and be where you're worthy and where everybody is present, not what is potentiality and empty promises and unmet needs. What it is what it's gonna be. What it is what it's gonna be, and what it is what it's always gonna be. So you need to accept it and move accordingly and feel, as you do want to feel your feelings, but you need to release it. You need to move forward. It may be simple, it may be good, it may be difficult and hard and dark and challenging. It may be both. It can be multiple things, and multiple things can be true. And it is good to acknowledge multiple things, those multiple things that show up. Um, you dodged a bullet. Don't be fooled. Believe what it is, not what you want. Um, and I forward. I think okay. um, Also, don't put you in the hands of others. You are no pawn, ragdoll, or doormat. Um, and that is how I applied. When my father said it's your fault. Um, it's like you are responsible for yourself. That's not you. They are not yours. That's not your shit. You can literally just stop doing it. And it was so hard for me to understand that. But I get it. I get it. um, I get it. And it's so many different things that come up, but it is your fault. And I'm not gonna put that on y'all, but I'm talking to myself in this moment. um, you are responsible for yourself. That is how I'm gonna say it. But yeah, that is what he meant by when he said it is your fault. How it applied to me, because I had I felt like I had no option. I felt like I couldn't say no. I felt like I can't stand up. I can't, fight back or speak up. I can't, you know, make no type of movement or motion, because it just felt like you're if they're saying that you're responsible and you're going to stand up for yourself, you're then going to look like the bad person, and you don't want to look like that, because basically, and it's not because I care. I don't care what anybody think. What it is that regardless of what happens, this is who they are. So regardless of whatever you do or don't do, there's only always going to be consequences. There's only always going to be backlash. Some people had in their friend group or family, it's a smear campaigns, and like just like group bullying, and a lot of just fucked up stuff. So I finished it with two different things. Before I get there, I said, be you, be responsible for you, do things for you and only you. Everything will fall into place. The right people for the right people. You you are not for them, and vice versa. Yeah, I finish it off. This is the main thing. I feel like maybe it'll be broken up into two things, or maybe it sound like two things, or multiple things, but it's one whole thing I put down. And it is that you got this. Keep going. Don't beat yourself up. Progress over perfection. Progress isn't linear, but it is for sure being made forward. And please, 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 just don't beat yourself up. Keep trying and keep doing your best. Again, know that you got this. You are way more than you think. You are way more than they made you believe and think about yourself. Yeah. That's all that I have. That's all that I wrote. And again, excuse the noise. There is a lot of noise. Cutting grass, trimming hedges, karaoke, and loud conversations in the background. So I am very sorry about that. But I needed to get this out, and I needed to stick with it. And so yeah, I I believe in y'all. I believe that y'all got this. Take care. Love yourself. Trust yourself. Keep being yourself and showing up for yourself. I feel like I said that already. But yeah, love yourself. Show up for yourself. And what that looks like is taking steps forward, doing what you love, speaking up, saying no, but also saying yes, which I guess I'll talk about later. But yeah, allowing yourself to say yes to things, the goodnesses, the goodness in life, the fruits of life, and the pleasures of life, because you deserve good things. It's not your fault. They are not your fault, right? And you are not responsible for them and their behaviors. And they try to be one-dimensional and flat, and so just shallow all the time, as though things are not connected, or they are only mind but not body, so it's not their fault what they did, or whatever, however they try to make it make sense. But they just end up exposing themselves in the end, because there's no way that you cannot be uh, educated or aware, but you are actively doing and saying and expressing, So yeah, but take care, love yourself, protect yourself, keep being yourself, and believing in yourself. Keep going forward. You got this, I got this, we got this, and we got each other. You're not alone. You're not alone. Um, yeah.